Hello,
Hello, hello, hello. Hi,
overlap.
everybody.
Hi guys.
Happy Wednesday. Oh my
Happy
gosh. It's
Wednesday.
this time again, huh? It
Yeah.
is Wednesday. It is January 21st, 2026, and it's 10:03 in the evening. So, what we're doing right now is we were supposed to have this podcast at 6 o'clock earlier today, but
Yeah.
due to unforeseen circumstances, we had to move it. That's the first time we moved it, huh? And this
Yeah.
is our 18th episode, right, guys?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah, so good evening, everybody. My name is Mildred. I'll be the host tonight. And with me is, of course, Joseph and Ariane. So, quick intro. Would you like to introduce yourselves? Joseph, just a quick
Sure,
intro.
sure. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for hosting us again tonight. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. My name is Joseph. I am from Hamilton, Canada. I have a wife and two young adults. I am a retired IT professional from the banking industry, and I love supporting and serving this business community. So, one of the things that I enjoy in life is really helping others to succeed and to move forward with their obviously their dreams and their digital business. So, back to you, Coach. Thank you.
Yes, and Ariane.
Hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. My name's Ariane. I'm here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I have two boys. Yan, and I work as an IT analyst and also a proud digital business owner here. And I guess yeah, para mabilis.
Yes, thank you, thank you. And yes, I am Mildred, and I am now I'm Toronto, Ontario, Canada, originally from the Philippines, of course. And yes, I am a coach, and I have a son. I have an adult son, and now I'm a full time also CEO and business owner. So here we are tonight. So our topic tonight, without further ado, we will start. Okay,
Yes.
because it's Toronto. We had a snowstorm. I don't know what tonight will bring, but the business goes on, right?
Yes.
Yes. So tonight, actually, our topic is what is it? Why so many people, so many smart people are stuck, but how to move anyways, right? So,
Yeah.
welcome back to our podcast, everybody. So, here we talk about real life, real growth, and real results without the fluff. So the last 2 weeks we were talking about mindset, right? Because it's the beginning of the new year, 2026. So today we're taking on the next step, which is action. Because some of the smartest, most capable people are also the most stuck. Why is that? Why do they get stuck? They're not lazy, they're not unmotivated. They're just caught between where they are and what they know they're capable of. So today we are unpacking why smart people get stuck and how to get moving anyways. Okay. So this is easy, right? Because all of us we deal with people on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
And we are exposed to that. So this is really it's just a discussion of what we have been exposed to and what we see happening. So what do you think? So why do you think people get stuck at where they are? Whether, it's career, moving forward in life, decision making, in school. Why? Why do you think? Let's start with Arian. What are your thoughts on this?
Ako,
Bakit
ako
na-stuck yung
talaga.
mga tao? We're Taglish, okay? Taglish, but
Yes,
more
yes.
English.
I think, Coach, why people get stuck is because, especially when nandito na tayo sa adulting life.
Yes.
And we work hard for the things that we want to achieve, and we don't want to be judged, by others. And
Mm,
so we get too comfortable in wherever we are right now, and then there's some kind of fear to take another step, forward, because we don't want to lose that comfortability, and we don't want other people to like judge us because parang we've been we've been doing the same thing over and over, and then parang biglang, uy, in a snap, iba na naman yung ginagawa mo. Parang gano'n. So, there's some kind of fear in that, na parang fear of being judged, fear of the unknown.
Mm,
So, people like us, like especially for us who are working hard, we tend to get stuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ariane. How about Joseph? What's your input on that? Why do you think people get stuck?
There's so many reasons actually. So thinking, I mean, if I was to go back in my corporate days,
Mm-hmm.
one reason is complacency.
Mm.
Complacency, right? People get very complacent in their jobs, in their routine, in even their thinking or their, uh, how they parang operate during the day. They get
Mm-hmm.
caught up in the routine, no? So parang
Mm.
kasi it's easy for them. And that's why I think people always tend to gravitate towards getting used to their own routine. And by having your routine, you get complacent, diba? So one thing that I would always tell my colleagues and my staff, I would always say, because there's a bit of, you need some motivation, right? In a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're alone, it's hard to get motivated and to get fired up, diba? So you need someone to sort of whisper in your ear or give you some pointers to say, hey, wake up kind of thing. And why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? So you need that.
Mm-hmm.
You can call it mentorship or coaching at the same time. Pero people really get into that complacency kasi they just get used to things na parang mas madali sa kanila, right? Madali.
Mm.
So, and it's easy for them. People like to do easy things rather than challenging themselves to do other things that
Mm-hmm.
are more, I guess, more challenging and more creative, right? So to me, complacency is not number one. But the other one, the one thing that I always remember too, is when you're alone and you parang you need someone to talk to or you need someone to just uh, throw some ideas or share some ideas, no?
Mm-hmm.
People uh, tend to um, don't want to share kasi nga baka people may take it negatively. So there's a bit of a psychological thing that happens. That's why you kind of feel that you're getting stuck. But people can get frustrated so fast when they don't have the answer right away and they can't find the answers, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
me, it's really important that you have someone that you can speak to, someone you can share things with, so that you can get out of that situation of being stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mindset and
True,
and
true.
actions, right?
Agree.
Mindset and action. So
Agree. What you're both saying, Ariane and Joseph, is so relevant because a lot of people really, they know what to do, but still they're not acting on it.
mm,
Why, right?
mm,
Um, in my years of in the corporate world and in government, I see that a lot as well. So why? And even, even in life, the people that are that surround us, right? And they're capable of doing so, but why are they stuck? And I think a lot of it is also sometimes overthinking.
Mm.
mm,
Overthinking, it's already there. You know that term that says analysis paralysis. You've
Yes.
heard of this, no?
Yes.
Joseph and Arian? Yeah, you're always analyzing, over analyzing, overthinking to the point that you can't you can't move anymore. You're
yeah,
just over analyzing. And you think you're functioning, you're high functioning stuck. You're high functioning, but you're still stuck, right? You think you're moving forward, but you're not. You're like a hamstring,
Mm.
just going around, but you're not really going anywhere.
yeah,
And sometimes you really have to snap ourselves out of it, or have somebody tell you that, hey,
Mm.
you're more than capable of moving forward. Why don't you just do it
Yes.
one step at a time, right? Um, there is such a term as high functioning stuck.
mm,
You know this, right? And also fear of responsibility, probably. Maybe you think that you already have a lot of responsibilities, and if you change the way you're doing things, it's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be more responsibility. Oh my gosh,
Mm.
I have to learn something new, right? But
Yeah.
not knowing that that will actually help
Mm.
you better in your life, in your lifestyle, and in everything, right? Yeah. So that's one of the things. So really, the line here, really, in a nutshell, I can say that um, stuck doesn't mean lazy. It usually means tired or you're protecting something, right?
Yes. I think in relation to that, coach,
Mhm.
the more like probably appropriate word is safe. Parang we feel safer.
That's right.
Yeah, we feel safer. That's
You're in a
why.
safe zone.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So, comfort versus growth. Like comfort, when you think of it, comfort versus growth. So, why do people stay in okay situations instead of building great ones? Let me say that again. Why do people stay in okay situations, right? You're comfortable, okay
Mhm.
situations, instead of building great ones. What do you think? Joseph, let's go with you.
Yeah, I think it's relative to, ano, to what I mentioned earlier, that they're want they like the easy things that they
Mm,
can do, or they get used to doing things that way.
yes.
That's why complacency is always
Mm-hmm.
there. No?
Correct.
Pero to me, yeah, they just want the easy way out.
Mm.
Because yeah, who I mean, everybody uh, wants to do the easiest way that they can do, because it could lead also to being comfortable in doing so, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
comfort feeling there that they can do. I know it's really hard to challenge things that you do because nobody likes challenge, but they tend to forget that challenge is also a good thing
Yeah.
for everyone, right? So to me,
Yeah.
to me, that's just my reasoning is they want to take the easy way out all
Mm.
the time, right?
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you
Thinking
for that input.
nobody wants to
Mm.
think out of the box.
Yeah. I hear that a lot, at
Yeah,
work, right?
yeah,
Hey guys, we have to think outside the box. Okay.
Yeah.
Input. What's the input, right? Think outside the box. Nobody wants to think anymore.
yep.
Let's just go with that. That's okay. We're go with that. They're
Yeah.
just staying in the comfort zone, right? Ikaw
Yeah.
naman, Ariane, what is your input?
Ako,
What do you say
I
about
will
that?
tell you the story. Parang I could relate this kasi to my immigration story. So,
Hmm.
my dad actually told us, many, many years ago pa, that
Mhm.
he asked us, "Do you not have plans of migrating abroad?" Matagal na. So, at
Oh.
that time, we were so comfortable with our life.
Mm.
Like it was
Mm.
we were already like 5 to 10 years in our career, and we earn as much as more than 50,000 pesos each of us at that time.
Mhm.
Kasi
Mhm.
matagal na, mga 10 years ago na din. So, at that time, sobrang comfortable kami. We can pay the bills, we can buy groceries, we can travel to places. And it's so hard for us to say yes to that recommendation because we know that we're gonna be challenged kapag nag-decide kami to go to a different country,
Mhm.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But as I said before, during the pandemic, that's the wake up call for us, and then we eventually moved here in Canada. But that gap from the time that my father asked us or recommended na, I know naman that he does like humanitarian stuff in the Philippines, and so
Mhm.
may hope pa din for the Philippines for him. But um the reason was walang future dito sa Pilipinas. That was the statement, and it got stuck in my head. It said walang future dito sa Pilipinas. But at that time we were comfortable, and so we're okay with what we're doing at that time, right?
Mhm.
With our life. And then
Mhm.
eventually nung nag-pandemic nga, that's when it happened, and then we migrated. And looking back, parang dun ko naisip na we've stayed for too long na okay. And then
Mm.
now that we've migrated, like that process of migration, it demanded so much courage from us.
Mm. Yeah,
And so
yeah.
that's where the growth naman comes in, right?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
because from that comfort, sabi nga ni Kuya Joseph, yung complacency, dun sa parang growth na ma-achieve mo when you get into, or when you achieve something from that challenge,
Mhm, mhm.
you were able to, go through those obstacles, yan, yung mga hardships, 'di ba? And then that's when you'll feel na it's all worth it, 'di ba? So comfort versus growth, like, I mean,
That's
that
right.
that is like how I would like explain
Yeah,
it in
yeah.
my experience.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that input, Ariane and Joseph. It's so true, no? Comfort versus growth. I can think of an event, not event, something that happened to me while I was still flying as a flight attendant, right? So I thought at that time I was doing great. Like I had a great job, I was earning really well as compared to, the majority of the Filipinos, right? So this is a job that a lot of people really look up to, like, oh, I want to be a flight attendant too. I want to travel the world. So for me, I was comfortable where I was. I was really comfortable, flying, shopping, just enjoying life and time with family and friends. So in one of my off days, I was with really good family friends, right? They are entrepreneurs. Their parents are entrepreneurs. They have been always, but they have a big business back home. So it wasn't until that time that their dad, who is like a dad to me, right? I'm like a sister to the daughters, right? So I'm like part of the family. And he said, Mildred, in Tagalog, wala ka bang balak magpayaman? You know, in English, he said, don't you want to get rich? It's like, nobody else asked me that question before. Maybe it came in really as a shock. Maybe he should have said, "Do you have any other goals or do you have any other dreams?" But
Mm.
he said it so straight to the point. Wala kang mabalak magpayaman. Alam mo, you know what? This is, don't you want to be rich? So nobody ever asked me that question before. So I thought, oh, I thought I was already doing well now as a flight attendant. I'm working, I'm earning money. I'm also helping in the expenses at home, with my mom and my siblings. And then it really got me thinking. That got me thinking, oh, I never thought that. What can I do? So ever since I really wanted I think I'm a businesswoman really at heart because ever since, when we fly, we would bring stuff from back, from the States, or we're in Paris or we're in Sydney or wherever we are, right? So we bring things back home. And my friends would say, Mildred, what did you bring? Oh, but okay, okay, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. So just things like that, right? And I love doing that. But only up to that point. I didn't know that it could be bigger than that, right? So this is something because we feel safe where we are. We are already comfortable. So there is a term such as familiar discomfort. You've
Mm.
heard this before, right? It's because it's familiar, it's discomfort, yes, but you are familiar with it. So you're okay with it, right? And then you don't want to rock the boat. Parang ayaw mo mag-rock ng boat. Okay, I'm
Mm.
already doing what I need to be doing. I don't need to do anything else. So, ang drop line dito is, comfort doesn't always feel good, right? It just feels like like you're knowing something, right? So that's it. I think we have a comment there.
Yes. Hi,
Yes.
I
RC.
see.
Hi, RC.
Hello, Coach RC.
Oh, turning live from Toronto. Great to see you. Power Trio.
Power
Yes.
Trio.
Yes, we're doing this at 10 o'clock because we had something happen earlier, so we couldn't do it at 6. So we're doing it after our mastermind. Thank you for tuning in, RC. I'll chat with you later,
Yes, thank you, sis.
right? So that's it, right? So, The next topic here: what are people really afraid of? What?
Mm.
Why do they feel afraid of? Why are they not moving forward? Okay. Um, are people more afraid of failing or of changing? Let's go with Ariane first.
I think um it varies naman with, different individuals. There's always that reason of why we don't want to take the next step, or why
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to break the cycle. But I guess most of in my personal experience, most of the things, it's mostly the failure sa akin personally. Because parang I've always seen myself as the reliable one. Parang pag sinabing, okay, gawin mo to, I can do it. Like, I will
Mm.
finish it. Especially when I really want to do something
Yeah.
na I know that I will benefit from.
Mm.
I do it. But of course, at the same time, I'm also afraid to fail, because I always think about, what others would think of about me, or about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yun. So for me, it's failure. But there are many different reasons as to why we are afraid of, and why we get stuck, what we're afraid of.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Totoo yun. How about Joseph? Input on that. What are people really afraid of? Why are they feeling stuck? Maybe, what's the underlying reason?
I think Arian is right. So just to add to what she said, I really
Mm-hmm.
believe that people are afraid to fail, and people will judge them that way. No, I think that's the parang default answer. With me naman, with me, I like change. I like to be challenged. Pero I think with between the two, I think there's a little bit of ano ba to? Yung parang how you are as a person. Kasi
Mm.
meron person talaga na risk taker.
Yeah.
Which means wants change all the time. Not afraid of failing, right? Pero
Mm-hmm.
meron also another person na very timid and doesn't like change. And it's part of their
Personality.
personality,
Yeah.
character, right? So it's very difficult for someone that has a very reserved character to
Very
change,
true.
right?
Very true.
Change, and that's why
Mm-hmm.
again it's so important for those type of people or person
Mm-hmm.
to have someone alongside with them to parang have that conversation, and maybe it's just a little push that they need to get over that
Yes.
hump of
Yes.
a
Yeah.
change, which could turn into a positive change and could turn into something that they have something that they've overcome themselves,
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
feel that um, to feel that gratitude now, hey, I was able to do it, and have
Mm.
that confidence at the same time, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
me, people really just want people think they don't they don't like to fail because nga, people might see it that way, or they just don't like the negative impact, right?
Mm.
But to me, and now these days, to be honest, right, we've learned that failure is a lessons learned or a
Mm.
stepping stone towards great things, right? So
Yeah.
I guess that's my answer, coach. Is really
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
person.
Beautiful, beautiful inputs. And yes, so true. Ariane.
Oh, I think I already answered too. But yeah, it's the failure, as I said
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
afraid to fail. Kasi
Yeah.
if you fail, you'll be judged. Like,
Yes.
like relating to the immigration stuff as well. So if this didn't
Mm.
work, where will I be?
Yes.
There's also some kind of fear of uncertainty as well, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So where will I be? Baka balik ako sa Pilipinas. Oh, what am
I
I
know,
gonna do?
right? And also, this is parang identity shift. Parang people
Yes.
know you already as like this, right?
Oh
And if you
yeah,
change,
yeah.
parang, oh my gosh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
change my identity. They won't know who I am. Like, what
Mm,
happened, right? Fear of judgment, right? Fear of judgment. And starting over. Do you really want to start over, right? And also, fear of outgrowing people, in especially in your circle.
Hmm.
that's
You
big.
outgrow them. You
That
know
that's
what?
big.
We were actually watching a movie with my friends, right? The visiting from Arizona, and it was a snowstorm. We were out of town, and we had nowhere to go, so we watched Netflix, and there was this movie, true story. Okay, quickly. So this guy grew up in the farm because their family were farmers. The grandparents, the great great grandparents were farmers, and so he was also expected to be a farmer. But one time he knew, he said, "No, I don't want to be a farmer." Yes, but your grandfather and grandparents were farmers. So are we. So we expect you also to take over the farm. No, I'm not going to do that. So he stepped outside his comfort zone. Although it was uncomfortable at first because he knew, he said, "No, this is not for me. I
Mhm.
can't do the farm." Do you know that he left home at, I think he was only 16 years old? Okay. This was in the early 1900s, right? So
Mm.
he left home. So you know how difficult it was to leave home at that time. He went on a train. He, what is the term when you don't have a ticket? Parang jump ship. Para you go, he slid into a train to go to another town. Okay? So it started raining. He only had little money, and he met a teacher in that motel that he had to stay overnight. A teacher. So this teacher actually instilled in his mind,
Mhm.
what are you? I'm a farmer. So where are you going? I don't know. Uh, why don't you go back to school? So that idea instilled
Mm.
in him.
Mhm.
Because of that, he became one of the, actually the first parang high jump Olympians,
Mm.
US Olympians. He won the Olympics at that time
Mm.
because he stepped out of his comfort zone,
Yeah.
because he did something that he thought he wasn't really meant for the farm life, right?
Yeah. And
And his
it's, I think
parents,
it's just breaking kasi the cycle, right?
yes, his parents were shocked. Like, what? You're not gonna be a farmer? No, this is not meant for me. And especially at that time, that was a big thing. But because of that, see, he discovered that he had other talents. Can you
Mm.
imagine? He won. At first, of course, he was a farm boy, and then in the big city, like they were making fun of him, they were bullying him, because his ways were very crude, right? Very, you know, parang probinsyano, di ba? Provincial, from the province, and people were city. But this is what I'm saying, right? Oh, we have more people here. Oh, Corlox, Cormy,
Yeah.
Cormy.
Hi,
Hello, hello, Cormy.
for me, how you doing?
Yeah, thank you.
Masayang makita
Makakita
kayo.
sa'yo dito. Wow!
He writes Tagalog. Wow,
Are you using ChatGPT?
pretty good.
Oh, thanks. And
Thank
Larry too.
Hello,
you.
Kuya
Oh, good
Larry and
evening.
Gail.
Good evening,
Hello.
Larry. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Even late at night, we still have people
Yeah.
watching us, right? So really, this is, uh, you're not afraid of failing. You are just afraid of becoming something new.
Yeah. Because we never know, right?
Yeah, you'll never know, right? So the next point here is, okay, how to move anyway, because people feel stuck, but how do you move anyway? So
Mm.
if someone feels stuck today, what's their first move? What would you tell them? What would you tell them?
What
Is
was?
I think there's feedback.
This feedback?
Can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay. I think what I will like not tell but ask
Mm.
the because all of us like we do have aspirations, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we are just too scared, or maybe again we're just complacent. But maybe I'd ask, is the is the gain greater than the risk?
Mm.
Yeah.
Great
Because
question.
it's difficult to change. It's really difficult to break the cycle because it's been a habit for us.
Yes.
And the only person who can change or break that cycle is just us, just you.
That's right. That's
No
right.
one else. And so
Mm-hmm.
maybe, that question will make that person think what if he
Yes.
really wants to take a step, higher, than wherever he or she is currently.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Larry actually says here, to move forward, shrink the decision.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Wow,
deep.
That's great.
that's deep.
Sabay-sabay pa tayo.
To move
To
forward.
move forward,
Wow,
shrink the decision. Oh, I like that.
that's
Yeah, don't
deep.
make it too big. Yeah,
Maybe
just
break it
go.
down.
Break it down. It becomes easier, right?
Yeah.
Like what did they say? How you eat the elephant? Little by little. You cannot eat whole elephant, right? Little by little. Not really. How about you, Joseph? What is your input here? How
Uh,
do you move anyway?
how do you move
If
anyway?
someone feels stuck, what would you tell them? What would be their first move? What would you tell
Oh,
them
I
to
see, I
do?
see. I would really ask the question, what's really keeping them stuck, or what's in their mind that's
Mm.
really keeping them, what's
Mm-hmm.
bothering them, what's keeping, what's preventing them, right? To even to think about it, or to take the action, right, of moving ahead with it or whatever. I agree with Ariane. There's people would struggle kasi nga it's not in their comfort zone talaga eh. They're not um, as risk taker as others would be, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Um, but with me, I always instill upon people to think about along the lines of what Arian had mentioned, risk versus reward.
Mm-hmm.
There's always ways to think about risks and mitigating them, right? So once the person
Yes.
thinks about how to mitigate them, the person will feel more comfortable, diba? Because
Perfect.
it's all about taking risks. And if
Mm.
they have an answer to, let's say, risk number one or risk number two, then they'll feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable to move ahead,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So what I would say is really try to get down to their inner thoughts, right? To really find out what's bothering them and what's
Mm-hmm.
causing that. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to step away from their comfort zone, especially if they're alone and they don't have anyone to talk to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaya
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to think about that question, coach. It's pretty hardcore if you're alone and you don't have anyone to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Mm-hmm.
difficult, and the only the
Nobody
only
to bounce your ideas off,
yeah, and the
right?
only
If
thing
you're
that they can
alone.
the only thing that they can do is, one is maybe pray, and number two is perhaps maybe um, watch or read books,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Read
Yes.
books and watch podcasts
So
or
true. Yeah.
videos aloud, right? To get them out of that out of that parang comfort zone.
Yes.
But there was another person, obviously, like you said, mentoring, coaching them. I would try to get into their inner mind, inner
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm. Thank
So
you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is so good tonight. I think we should go for an hour, but we're already past 30 minutes. So we're just going to wrap this up. This is so true, right? Because really, why don't we just do one honest step before clarity, right?
Mhm.
Momentum over motivation. You just have to move. You cannot wait for it to be perfect. Perfection? No, just one step at a time. That actually fuels the momentum, right?
Yeah.
Just doing one action at a time. One action. Okay, if you want to do your ad, first do the ad, and the next thing is do whatever it needs to do, and then launch it, right? One drop line here is movement doesn't require confidence, but confidence requires movement.
Mhm.
mm,
Oh, di ba? I'll say that again. Movement doesn't require confidence, but confidence requires movement.
mm,
And that's why we become, you know, we move. It doesn't require confidence, right? Confidence requires movement. Ah, if
Yeah.
you're confident, you have to move, right? Ang galing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we there's so much to talk about tonight, but we have to honor the time. It's already past 30 minutes. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joseph and Ariane, for staying with us.
Thank you, Coach, for
And
hosting.
Yeah,
yes,
thank you
thank
for
you so
hosting.
much.
Thank you.
This was great. We had a mastermind earlier, and then, so true to our commitment to our 10 million viewers. We
Yeah.
are here for you on the day. It may be a
Yeah.
little late, but we did it. So, in closing, okay, and thinking, I've been capable of more for a long time, right? I want you to hear this. You are not behind, you're not broken, and you're not too late. You're just standing at the edge of your next chapter. It's right there. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do isn't leap, it's take one honest step. You don't have to leap, just one step. That's it. So thank you for spending this time. This resonated, share it with someone that who may be stuck and wants to really move forward. And remember, growth doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you okay, now it blocked it. It's here. Growth doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you decide you're done staying stuck. Ah, let's say that again. Growth doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when you decide you're done staying stuck. This is it. I'm gonna do it, right? That's it.
Yes.
Let's just be unapologetically ourselves. We don't have to explain to anybody. Just be you. Just be honest
Mhm.
with yourself, right? So
Yes.
thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Ariane, and thank you,
Awesome.
Joseph.
Thank
We
you. Thank
appreciate
you.
you. Thank you, everybody, to
Yes,
our
thank you,
10
Sis
million
RC,
viewers.
for me, Kuya Larry,
Yes,
and you
yes,
watching this
for
on
you,
our
Larry. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.
good
God bless
Good
you.
night.
night.
Until
Good
next week.
morning. Good afternoon.
Bye. See
Bye bye.
you again.